What's happening, guys? Back with a reverse diet. This is for week number 12. Now, I actually saw an increase on the scale this week. The previous 3 or 4 weeks, I had stayed pretty much the same, given just a few tenths of a pound. So saw a weight increase of exactly 1 pound basically for the week on average. So Paul took that in turn and said, let's not make an increase this week. You gained, let's go ahead and just hold it here. Which I was kind of surprised and kind of not surprised by all at the same time. So like if it was me doing my own coaching, I would have said the exact same thing. I would have said, let's hold here and let's just kind of give it a week and see how things go. The reason I'm kind of surprised is because earlier in the process, even though I was gaining, he was still adding calories. So I think personally, the reason for this is because in the early stages, we were trying to really optimize things. I was pretty lean to start with, so we were trying to optimize hormones again, get a little bit of body fat back on, help me recover better, feel a little bit better, and get me going. So there's probably more of a reason to push there. Plus, at the same time, my metabolism was going to be increasing at a little bit faster rate as we got my calories up. So it was going to be a little bit easier to handle those, and with calories being lower, made a little bit more sense. Now the calories are higher and in a better position. I'm already eating 400 carbs a day. There's not quite so much of a need for me to keep increasing calories and force it if it's not necessarily there, and we can play it a little bit safer here. So while we do want to keep getting calories up and make sure that I'm optimally building, we don't want to throw a bunch of excess calories and gain any more fat than I need to, that I would have to just cut off down the road. So while I have to gain and add some, we also want to keep it as minimal as possible. So not too surprising, although I think there's also some reasons for the scale going up this week. I was on the back end of not only a deload, but then a couple unexpected days off as well. So I went through a full deload from my training program, and then earlier in the week, I got to the gym to go back to start my new training program, and I was just dead. It was horrible. I had nothing in me. It was like one of the worst gym experiences I've had in years. I literally walked out in the middle of the gym, which I was kind of ashamed of. I'm all about gutting it out and doing what you gotta do, but I literally was I was hot and sweaty and felt like crap and felt like I was gonna throw up, and I was shaky. Something wasn't right. So I didn't beat myself up about it, even though it was kind of hard not to, just because I like to, I'm always about, okay, just show up and do the work. Even if it's half-assed, just do the work. Wasn't there that day, but something was wrong. And it was the right call for sure. And I ended up taking 2 full days off from the gym after that. And I started feeling a little bit better, got back to the gym, still didn't quite feel totally right. I still was kind of lacking energy, lacking strength a little bit, but improving, and now things are getting better. But the reason I say that factors into this is because, okay, now I got back into the gym. I had been fully recovered, so any inflammation that I had from my training before was now gone. I was just totally 100% recovered. So now when you get back into training again, you start training hard again, you're gonna start building up some inflammation again, and some weight's gonna creep back up on the scale, because inflammation is gonna show up on the scale, right? So I think that was probably part of it. I also went out to eat a couple times, and anytime you go out to eat, you can probably bet your bottom dollar that there's going to be extra sodium in there, which is going to cause a little bit of a scale spike, but obviously that's not fat. We always have to remember that. Just because the weight jumps up doesn't mean you're gaining a bunch of fat. Sodium is going to make you hold more water until you pee it out the next day, which is fine. We don't really need to worry about that unless you're actually salt sensitive. But it can cause an increase on the scale, so that's probably why I've seen a little bit more fluctuations than usual. I suspect, honestly, this is going to come back down again, and we'll start moving forward with the reverse again after next week. You can even see this last day of the week, it actually came back down to about the previous level that had been the prior week, or when the week started. So it's possibly already coming back down again, but we'll just see how the week goes. You can't base anything off of one day, just because there's so many reasons weight can fluctuate. Maybe I was a little dehydrated. Maybe I didn't eat a whole lot of food at night. There's a lot of reasons why weight could be up or down. We don't want to get carried away and think about just one weigh-in too much. But I am suspecting, my prediction for next week is that scale weight will come back down. We'll be back to about the previous level that I was before, and we'll start pushing calories forward again. But we'll see. You never know. That's why we log every day, and we take a look, and we see, and we make adjustments. Now, as far as other things go, my energy's back. I feel much better again. I've actually become more hungry again, which is a little bit interesting. I'm just finding that I'm becoming a little bit more food focused again, which is a little bit strange this far into the reverse now after not feeling that for a while. I was a little surprised that I'm starting to get a little bit more hungry again, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. and we'll see if that continues this week or not. But overall, things are good. I'm happy with the results so far. I'm happy with the process. I'm staying relatively lean. I'm putting on size. I mean, it's noticeable. I'm responding really well, so that's all good. And yeah, it's been a good process so far. So we'll just keep it going here and go through the holiday season with lots of carbs to eat and enjoy life. So that's all I have for this one. Any questions, as always, please let me know, and I'll talk to you later.
I'm addicted to the love that you're giving. Every minute, every day I've been craving.